Okay, so today we're going to learn how easy it is to use the new doll eye molds, either the large one or the small one. Okay, and I'm going to demonstrate first how to use polymer clay. I'm going to be using Sculpey 3 in the color white. Now if you don't want your eyes stark white, you can mix in a little bit of either yellow or a tiny bit of brown, even gray, to dull down the color white. But for demonstration purposes, I'm using it right out of the package. Okay, so here's the mold, and I'm just going to demonstrate how to do one of the larger ones and one of the smaller ones. Okay, so the first thing I usually do is determine how much polymer clay I'm going to need to fill the cavity. Okay, so that looks like about it for the bigger one. And then let's say for the smaller one, we'll do the second one here, so at least you can see it. Okay, and then what I do is I remove it and smooth it down. Just roll it into a ball. This way you get all of the creases and all of the lines out of it. And once it's smooth, you're just going to pop it into the mold and press it down and spread it out. Okay, and the same thing with this little guy. You just remove it and roll it down, get all the creases out, pop it back in, and then press it. Now sometimes the smaller ones will just pop out by the heat of your finger, and depending upon where you are, the temperature, the humidity in the air. Okay, but other than that, the little ones, if you take off a piece of, if you use the other side of the ball of clay and then press it against the eye, it will pop out without distortion. Okay, and then I can put it on my little baking tray. And the same thing, you can try that with this guy, but sometimes the bigger ones, if they stick, you can of course just turn the mold upside down and they do pop right out. Okay, and then once you get several eyes, whatever size you need, you put them on an oven-safe tray, and then you bake them according to the manufacturer's instructions. Now, since I'm using Sculpey clay, the smaller ones will only need about 15 minutes, and the larger ones would need, I would say, between 20 to 30 minutes. Now, bear in mind that if you're using the eyes to make polymer clay dolls, and you're going to be inserting the eyes and then rebaking the doll, you can bake these at a lower temperature, say 250 degrees, for maybe 5 minutes. That's after the oven is preheated. And this way they'll be hard enough to work with, hard enough to paint, and yet they'll be able to go through the second baking without burning or anything. So just bear that in mind. So that's how easy it is to use the silicone doll eye molds.